Hi, good afternoon, lunchtime, good morning, depends where you are. Um, my name's Pete. I'm the account manager here at Sendible. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. Um, we're going to be looking at the priority inbox and social feeds today. And in a little while, I'll be joined by my colleague Faranaz from the support team. There we go. Faranaz just saying hello in the chat box there. Little bit of housekeeping. So if you want to say hello in the chat box, but just like where Faranaz has done there, you can do. Just pop in, say hi. Next to the chat box, you'll see there's a little option that says questions. If you've got any questions relating to the webinar and the subject of today's webinar, please pop them in there. And then Faranaz will be able to answer those when we get to that stage. We often like to do a icebreaker. There we go. You can see Faranaz has said, feel free to drop questions here in the questions box. We often like to do a icebreaker with our webinars. And today's icebreaker is, what is the last show that you binged on Netflix? I'm currently working my way through Orange is the New Black. Absolutely loving Orange is the New Black. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's brilliant. Diana, Stranger Things. Yeah, Stranger Things was awesome. Totally binged that one as well. Any other takers on what people have binged on Netflix there? Psych. Is Psych on Netflix in the States? That's so unfair. I love Psych. It's so great. Friends. Not a watcher of Netflix. Fair enough. But yeah, Melanie, I absolutely love Psych, especially the beginning bit where Gus falls down the stairs on the intro bit. Makes me laugh every time. I've got a smile on my face thinking about it right now. But you get it on Prime in the States. Yeah, we don't get that at all in the UK. You have to actually pay for it, as far as I'm aware. It's one of those ones you can go, come watch on Prime, and you click into it, and it's like, buy the series for $5.99. It's like, anyway, we diverge. Like I said, today we're going to be looking at the priority inbox and social feeds within Sendible. To make this a little bit easier, what I'm going to do is share my screen, so we can look at that there. So let's share my screen here. And hopefully you can all see my Sendible screen. If you want to give a little thumbs up in the chat box to make sure that everyone can see that, that'd be great. Awesome. Thanks, Faranaz. So what I'm going to do is break this down initially. So you can actually access the priority inbox from the activity tab at the top here. Essentially what we've done is we've split up Sendible into two areas. You've got your publishing, where you publish things from, and then you've got your activity, where once you've published stuff and the activity starts to come in, this is where you find it to. There's a couple of hidden little things in here that you may not be aware of. What you can do is you can basically filter in here initially. So if I just want to see the engagement or comments that I've had on my Facebook account, I can essentially filter this to just that profile. And then it's only going to show the profile and engagement I've had there. If I want to have access to all my things I've had engagement on, I can do that and just remove it. If I want to just do my Twitter, I can choose my Twitter profile, and it's just going to show my Twitter profile, which is super handy if you've got a lot of engagement coming into your account here. One of the other things you can do is you can export all of your priority inbox messages. So if you find that one of your messages or one of your pieces of posts are getting great engagement and there's some like really funny quip on it, or somebody's replied really funnily to it, you can actually export that as a CSV if you want to. One thing you may notice on here though is that you can't actually delete any of these things. So there's no delete button. What you can do though is you can actually archive. So if you look at this message here, I've had this message from my friend into my account. I want to delete it. I can't delete it. What I can do is actually archive it. And what that will do is it'll remove it from the priority inbox area and send it to the archives. Now, if I want to view my archive, I can click on archived only. And then we can see I've got all my old archived posts in here. And if I want to restore a archive post of any sort, I can just click on this and then restore it, and it'll bring it back into the priority inbox. If I want to return to the priority inbox, I can also click on that and it'll return me to the priority inbox. A couple of other things within the priority inbox here is you can sort by what date you want to see things. So again, if you've got a lot of engagement within your priority inbox and you're trying to find things, you can actually sort by that. So if I want to look at a post from the last week of August, I can just choose that date range, and it's just going to show me that one post from August there. And then I can reset that to bring everything back. One of the other things that you have within the priority inbox is that it can sometimes take a little bit of time for somebody commenting on your post to actually appear in the priority inbox. We put a little bit of a delay on it. And the reason why we put a little bit of a delay on it is that we essentially monitor the post for sentiment analysis. Now, what does sentiment analysis mean? It means basically that it enables you to see when somebody is saying something great about your post that you're making, or when you need to action something. So say, for instance, it has a red thing like this here. So, however, it's not infallible. So if you look at this here, we can see Sunshine Hamish has said that they love this post, little face with love hearts, and it's got a little green tick to it. That's great, because what we know with that then is we can actually reach out to them and go, hey, yeah, this is brilliant. Thanks for liking the post, or the work, whatever you're posting about. We can also see that this word atrocious, which generally is a negative word, hasn't actually had any sentiment analysis attached to it. The reason for that possibly is that there's no other context around why it's been atrocious, so maybe the system doesn't know quite what to do with that. And also, basically, there's any number of reasons why that didn't pick up sentiment analysis. You can see that this one here has got a negative sentiment analysis to it, and it's saying this is sick, because whoever posted that obviously speaks 1990s lingo, and thinks is saying that sick is actually a good thing. We can also see that by the sunglasses and the heart eyes. But because they've used the word sick, the system is picking up as a negative thing. Again, with any of these, what you can do is you can actually click on show conversation, and they'll actually show the whole conversation of what's been replied to here. So we can see that this is the initial post. They've said awesome art and seeing the process is great. And then they've said this is sick, which is absolutely fine. What we can do then is we can reply to the post and reply to them saying, from here, we can actually say, send a reply. There you go. Thanks. And then, send that. And then what that will do, the actual page here a second. We come down here. You can see that this is sick, and it said, hi, thanks, directly to that. Which is one way you can respond to posts from the priority inbox. As I said, though, this is delayed, and it does cause a little bit of, like I said, because we measure it for sentiment analysis. What we can do instead is we can actually look at our social feeds. Now, with our social feeds, this allows you to message and respond in real time. So any updates on these feeds from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of these are going to come through in real time. So if we were to, for instance, to look at, let's look at Facebook here. And let's just jump into a testing account. One moment. Okay, so currently I'm logged in on my other screen into Point MMA, and I'm going to comment on this post here. So we can see Point MMA has said great artwork. And then let's just switch that back. And then if we refresh, you can see the Point MMA 12 minutes past 5 has said great artwork. If we want to, we can then delete that post. And then when we come back here, we can see that that post has actually been deleted. So that's just to show you how this actually works in real time, as opposed to the priority inbox, which is then delayed. You can also use Messenger from within the the social feeds, and different networks provide different functionality of what you can do. So with LinkedIn, you can add a comment. If somebody comments, you can add a comment back. With Twitter, you have a host of different things you can actually do within Twitter. So you can repost from your home feed. So if somebody's posted something you want to repost, you can repost that. You can like it, and that will like it directly within Twitter for that actual post. You can see the conversation. You can retweet it. You can DM the person, and you can reply as well. Farronaz is going to show us a couple of things to do with Twitter on that. One of the big things that people have been looking for the longest of time, however, and we've recently released this week, is the ability to reply to posts to Instagram from within the platform. Now, what you used to have to do is you'd have to basically open up this post. If you wanted to reply to one of these, you'd have to open that up in Instagram on a different tab and reply to it from there. However, what you can do now is you can actually reply to it from directly within Sendible. So I'm just going to open up this post. There it's there. And we can see that we've got these replies from Jane Doe earlier on today. And we can reply and go, hi, could you tell me add that reply. And then over on Instagram, you can see we've got that reply turning up there, posted 5 seconds ago. But what you'll notice is that it's not responding directly to Jane. It's not including her handle like it does when you reply normally within Instagram. So what you'd have to do is do reply, copy, and add. Doesn't bring up a highlighting box where we are working on this for version 2. You go, thank you so much. Add that reply. That's been added. You can see Jane Doe has now been tagged. And then when we look at the reply here, you see that Jane Doe has actually been tagged on this there. So yeah, that's the newest feature that we've released this week for replying to posts from within your social feed. And I'm a minute over, but hopefully you guys found that useful. Foreigners, have we had any questions at all? Bear with us 1 second, guys. If anyone's got any questions, like we said earlier, just pop them in the questions area there. And we can certainly answer that for you. Farina should be with us in a moment to go through some stuff. Is there anything? No worries, Farina, that's cool, mate. Is there anything in regards to the social feeds or the priority inbox that... Oh, hey, Farina.
Hi everybody. Apologies.
No worries.
I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me clearly, Pete?
Yeah, can hear you crystal clear.
Perfect. Okay. Hello everybody. I'm Farnaz from customer support. Pete, you rounded everything up from your end. I can take over now.
Yes, please do. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so what I wanted to present on is adding profile lists as well as Twitter search profile searches and search profiles. So the way that this would essentially be done is, let me share my screen with everybody. Pete, thumbs up. Can you see that?
We can indeed, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so essentially what you'll do is I'll firstly go through the setup of a Twitter profile list. So you'll head over into the profiles view of the dashboard and add profiles. This will then basically lead you up to this page right here. You'll select the option for monitoring. So you'll have the options right here, which is the Twitter search, the Twitter profile search, as well as Twitter lists. So if you are adding your Twitter list, essentially you'll click on the little add option right there, and a pop-up will display on your screen. You'd basically then need to authorize the app. I am currently logged into Twitter, so it will pick up the Twitter account that I'm already logged into on a native browser. So all that I need to do is authorize the app right here, and that should redirect. Okay, so once that redirects, it will pick up the Twitter account that you have selected. And so from the drop down, you'll find a list or bunch of Twitter lists right there. So how you essentially know which one you are adding is you'll find that they are numbering right next to the user or at handle. So what you'll do is if I head over into my Twitter profile right there, they are my list. So if I click on this list right here, we can see in the browser there's a little number which is 1572948. And so if you need to basically identify that this is the list that you're adding to the dashboard, so you'll match it up against that little number right there. So if I open up my, yep, there we go. And so one of these numbers will match up to the one that is native on Twitter, and that's the list that you'll be adding. So once you've added that list, you'd be able to view that from activity and social feeds. So you'll find the list right here. They are housed in this area of the dashboard. And so when you click on the list right there, because this is what I have in my list, there are a number of functions that you can perform from within this view of the dashboard. So you can click on view source, which will take you directly to Twitter. You can repost. So you can repost this by selecting the profile of your choice. You can also like a post from here. So I'm going to like this one. And I will do the second one as well. You do have the option to show the entire conversation. So if there is a conversation that's happening, you'd be able to view that. You can DM directly from there, and you do have the functionality to retweet. So you can essentially select the profile of your choice to which you would like to retweet and send that now, which I will do. Okay, so in my case, I've already done this earlier today, and due to spamming, it will not allow me to do this again. But if I head over into my Twitter profile right there, I'd be able to view this. So let me do this right here. And I retweeted earlier today from CNN, which would be somewhere on my dashboard. So there's the retweet, and that's the reason why it will not allow me to retweet again. And I've also liked this post. So if I click on this tweet right here, because I've liked that from the dashboard, it will automatically display. I might have unliked it, so I'm just going to re-like it again. So when it's blue, I've liked it. I'm going to refresh. And so if I click on this like view right here, there it is. I like this, and you'll be able to view it directly from there. So that is the Twitter list. You also do have the more option right here. So should this be displayed in different language, you can click on the translate option, which would then translate that. You can assign this as a task as well to one of the team members who can either then reply to this user, and then you also do have the option to reply to all. And so when you do this, you can select a profile right there, and you do have the option to send that by simply clicking on the send now button. Okay, so that's the profile list. When you do head back into profiles and add profiles, and you select the monitoring option again, you'll also have the option for Twitter search and Twitter profile search. So the good thing about Twitter search is once you set it up by clicking on add, essentially this is the little pop-up box that will display for you. So you'll add in your description the words that is relevant to what your search is all about. And then you can also search according to the handle from a specific Twitter handle. So in my case, I've already set one up. So if I head back into the social feeds view of the dashboard below activity, and I look at the Twitter profile search right here, I've essentially added this one. And what I basically customized my search to in this case, I've customized it according to a Twitter handle. So when that little pop-up box appeared, there was an option search by user. So what I did was I had it set to @Paulette online, and this is what it essentially brought up for me. So what I can do from this view, I can DM, I can repost. I will not be able to retweet from this view right here, but what I can do is, if you do set up a Twitter search, you can essentially retweet directly from the Twitter search. And the good thing about this, you can actually you can filter on blue ticked verified Twitter handles. So by the way that you set that up is heading back into the monitoring view and then selecting the Twitter search right there. Again, you'll have the little pop-up window. And so what you can do in this case is you can customize it, set this to verified. And so if it's a specific hashtag that you are looking for results on, I'm just using the example of ADHD, and I simply want this to display for verified Twitter @handles right there. So because I have this set up already, so when you view this in the social view of the dashboard and you click on the one that you set up, in this case, because I have customized my search for blue verified profiles with ADHD, so as you can see, this is the one profile right here. Now, when you click on view source, you can see that the returned results is essentially from verified Twitter accounts, and there's the hashtag right there, which is ADHD. And if I were to click on the second one, right, actually that's not it, I have to click on view source. So she has actually retweeted this from a blue verified profile right there, which is the ADHD handle. And so from this view, you do have the functionality to repost. You can also retweet it by simply clicking on the retweet icon right there. Select a profile which you'd like to retweet this to, send this out, and this will automatically appear under the retweet section of your Twitter profile. Yep, and so that is it from me. I do not see any questions in the chats.
No, I don't see any either. But we're right up to time, to be fair. Fairness, we got at 5:28. So, unless anyone has any questions for us based on today's session, that's absolutely fine. Please join us next week, where we will be going through. Let's have a look what we're doing next week. Ooh, 2 seconds, guys. Next week, we have a webinar on I don't know because it's not in my calendar and it's not inside of the dashboard yet. But it's going to be really interesting, so don't miss it. Savannah is coming to my rescue. Thank you, Savannah. We've got the whole dashboard training. So if you want to have an overhaul, bit of webinar training on how to use the dashboard, or if you're new to Sendible, if you've got a team member that you've just hired that's new to Sendible, get them to come along to that webinar. That'll be really helpful for them. But if you don't have any questions, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. And please reach out if you need any help at all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.